What is happening, everybody? This is Jesse Lee, and this is another Klaviyo email marketing tutorial for you. This is part 6A in our series, and this one is on creating an email campaign. All right, now reminder, this is multiple parts. If you're trying to create a campaign, but you haven't done these other things first, you really need to go watch the rest of the series. So I'm linking that down below so that you can find that easily. We cover a ton of stuff in here, and if you haven't done these, you're not going to be able to send a campaign. Especially the welcome flow, segments, lists, that sort of thing. Yeah, so you got to do that before you do anything else. So go check out those other videos. If you have, let's go ahead and get started on creating an email campaign. Now, I'm so excited for this. This is great. I'm super happy with how far you all have come along. So let's go ahead and we're going to hit create a campaign. Actually, this is in campaigns, right? So you might start in your dashboard here. So let's just do this like I'm coming in cold, like I actually am. Go into campaigns. We'll create a campaign. You'll notice there's SMS and email. This one's on email. I have a whole nother SMS playlist that we'll talk about that. So find that on my channel. That'll be linked somewhere. But let's do an email campaign. And then we're going to call this, because I've been doing these a lot, we're going to call this YouTube Demo Campaign 2, because I already created a part 1. If you want, you can select your tags that you've created or create a new tag. Yeah, so I've already created the demo tag, so I'm going to put that on there. Tags, if you remember correctly, this is more for your organizational purposes. This has nothing to do with the people you're sending from. That is the recipient section where we'll be targeting the people we've created in our segments. All right? So remember what segments are. If you haven't watched the video, please go watch it. This is going to be uber confusing for you if you're trying to select a list or a segment. But I've created all these awesome segments for people who have been on my site at a certain point or another, right? So here's the segment engaged 30 days. This is anybody who's engaged with my emails in the last 30 days. I forgot to add this in the other video, but I should have added active on site as well. So it would count anybody who's active on my site. But that's how you would, you create those and then you use those to target. So if I want to target anybody who's been on my site or interacted with my stuff in the last 30 days, I would just find this segment. Engaged, yeah, let's see. Engaged 30, right? Now, targeting is even more powerful than this because you can exclude people based on certain properties, right? So if you remember, I also created a Black Friday. In one of my lists, I created a Black Friday segment based on people who opted in from the Black Friday form. Well, why would I want to do that? Let's say the Black Friday form offered a specific deal on something, right? A specific coupon or maybe, yeah, whatever. It offered a specific ebook on Black Friday, right? Well, now I want to email everyone else about that that ebook that hasn't gotten it yet. So maybe I would choose to exclude people who opted in from the Black Friday form because I don't want them to see that, right? So that's the recipients section. These segments get super, super powerful. And now you could also do people who have or have not viewed or purchased a particular product. So if I want to target people who, right, let me go back to my e-commerce site. I have this shirt here that's it's a golden retriever t-shirt, and I created a segment of people who have not purchased it. So let's say I want to target everyone who has not purchased the golden retriever t-shirt, and that's the list I want to send. And that would be 125 people. And then you could avoid other people, right? You want to avoid certain people that came in from certain forums. Or let's say you want to avoid anybody who has viewed the category ladies t-shirts, right? So even though that this is a ladies t-shirt, you probably actually want to target the people who who have viewed ladies t-shirts if you're trying to sell them a ladies t-shirt. But point being is you could have those segments here as options to man, my brain is like not working right now. You have these, sorry, I've not had enough coffee. You have these options here in the segments, so just do that, segment things. All right, now tracking is pretty awesome. Tracking will append UTM parameters, which can be set in the account settings, right? So if I turn this on, this is going to automatically, what I have in my, it's going to automatically append the UTM parameters. And if you don't know what UTM parameters are, you can leave them like a comment and I'll answer it in a video. But this is another topic. This has to do with like tracking stuff with Google Analytics and all that stuff. Just know that they're here if you ever get into that. This is very powerful if you're trying to monitor with some external tool like Google Analytics. So you could use the defaults, right? Or if you want to use custom tracking settings, you can customize here. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to use the default. And then we'll continue to content. Now, when I do this, I'm going to move my screen away because there's an email box here that I don't want you to see. It autofills when you do this, right? So you're only seeing part of my screen. Down below the sender name is my own personal email address. So I'm not going to put that on here. Let me delete that, and then I'll bring this up. Okay. It autofills from your account. So that's why I didn't want anybody to see that. Now, subject line, let's do this. Yeah, hey you, thanks for signing up. I used this before. Preview text will be hey you. And then you input your sender email address, and then you hit continue to review. Now, if I do this, you'll see, again, why you have to have your account settings set up. If I try to do this without an email in there, it's not going to let me. That's why you need to go watch these other videos to get your account set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw my email in there. Oops. And then I'm going to hit continue. Sorry, I'm doing all this weird stuff. So as you can see, changes have been saved. Oh, we're going to do a drag and drop, by the way. You can do HTML. I don't know who does that anymore. I don't know why you would. It's just totally like decades old. Just use a template. Or you could do text only. I'm going to choose one of these templates because I think they're very beautiful. I've always liked this one with the bikes in it. Right? So let me just go over a few things. You do have certain things that will autofill here. And you also have, you can like bring different, you can actually show different things on desktop or mobile, kind of like depending on how people are viewing this. And then you could also put your links in here. There's all sorts of cool things that we can do. But let's just talk quickly about a few things. If you want to add text, let's say you're starting from blank. If you want to add text anywhere, you just grab it and literally just add it in, right? It's pretty awesome. Super simple. We're going to delete that because that looks terrible. And then you can add images, all sorts of stuff. And then now here's the powerful thing. You can actually drag in your product feeds, right? So if we do this, let's just drag this right here. And then you can select a feed. I put popular categories. So we already have the, let me just delete one of these. This is looking crummy. Yes, delete block. Now, if you have your store integrated properly, which I showed you how to do in those other videos, you're going to be able to select here and you'll see your popular categories, right? So I have that already set up. Now we're not seeing this for some reason. I think it might be actually, you might need to actually send an email out to see this. But point being, if you actually select your product feed, then you can totally, yeah, you could get that here. Oh, so I have a few different products. I've got, oh, I was doing tobacco and coffee, which is actually not allowed. Tobacco is not allowed. But I had an idea for coffee and nicotine because, you know, I'm super hyper. So that's the product feed I selected. It will automatically draw those in, which is pretty cool. And when you, when this gets sent out, it'll automatically send the link that belongs to that product, right? Also, if you can tell, this store is integrated with a different Shopify store than my t-shirt store. So that's why you're seeing coffee, but also t-shirts. I know that doesn't make sense to you, but don't worry about it. Now, what other blocks we got here do I want to talk about? You got spacers, you got horizontal rule, you got links, you got buttons are important, you know, to be able to configure buttons. There's already one in here. So let me just go, where is it? Make your purchase. Where's the purchase button? Ah, here it is. Okay, so here's your make your purchase. This is where you would put your link in. So again, this is linking to a different store, but we'll just grab this as an example. Copy, come in here, boom, paste that, hit save. All right. Now, that's pretty much it for the editor. I don't want to spend a ton of time on that one just because it's the editor. Like, you just need to start playing with it and you'll get more familiarized with it. But where we need to go now is into the actual campaign sort of settings here. So we're going to continue to review. And then you'll see, yeah, the from, like, if there's anything off here, well, it looks like you guys are seeing my email address. Well, what the heck. Just don't email me. Don't abuse this. If you need to edit anything, it will tell you what you need to do, right? From replies needs to be a legit email address. This one might contain potential content issues. You just follow it, edit it, and then just whatever, you know. So let's see. Oh yeah, you also have to set up your dedicated sending domain, which is will be here in this guide on how to set up a dedicated sending domain. I will make a video on this at some point and stick it into this playlist. I'm just getting the bare basics done. So if you don't set up a dedicated sending domain, you're not going to be able to like actually email people. So just be aware of that. So because they don't want it coming from like a Gmail address or anything like that. So that's pretty much it. And then you would continue to schedule or send. And then the scheduling options are quite easy and clear. And yeah, so that's kind of it. With that, if you have any other questions, again, I'll do the dedicated sending domain in another video. But for now, if you have any questions, definitely comment with them in the reply below. I mean, with a comment in the comment section. Man, I have not had enough coffee today. Whew, I can barely talk. And then for the next, if you haven't watched any of those other videos, please click here for the playlist. And then click here for the next video down in the right-hand corner. And I'll see you all in the next video.